same time.
Sweet.
They'll play events. One of them plays one round, the other plays the other round.
That's awesome. What's their stream like? How do you find it? Is it?
I believe it's TPUP AZ.
Okay.
TPUP
Arizona.
Yeah, that's Tony's nickname.
Okay.
From way back in the day, if he's been around a while. He says he's half the man he used to be. He used to be a real big dude, and he's definitely
slimmed down a little.
Slim down.
It's nice. That's good.
Yeah.
So
I really miss him from AZ. We moved about the same time. And
good that you get to see him.
Yeah, good to see him here.
So I'm like wondering if we time traveled, because it's Jund versus Naya. Is this Shards of Alara block constructed?
No.
Sure. This isn't Shards of Alara. Why are we calling these decks this?
Turns like not your normal Jund deck. Less Bloodbraid Elves. More Farseeks.
All right.
They both have Farseeks actually.
Mariah leads on Avacyn's Pilgrim, which appears to have gotten in for one.
Tapped Cliff Top Retreat. And
there's that Farseek you mentioned.
Pup's going for the Farseek. So what can Tony do with his accelerated mana?
Well, it looks like he plays Borderland Ranger for extra acceleration, but his primary threats are 3 copies of Olivia Voldaren, 4 Thragtusk, and 4 Huntmaster of the Fells. So some redundancy there, as we kind of were saying earlier, where like Thragtusk has really done what Huntmaster used to do.
Yeah, he's just not going anywhere else other than his. He's like light on the Planeswalker. Just I believe that's a singleton.
It looks like 1 Garruk Relentless. We've got a deck list. It's a little tough to read because of the way it was copied.
Yeah, Tony wrote in Blue Pen. Apparently, that's a problem.
Yeah, Blue Pen doesn't seem that strange to me. I'm not sure why that would copy this way, but anyway, it's a little tough. So Sublime Archangel from Mariah on turn 3 here.
Mariah's deck is basically a classic Naya deck, just jam-packed with a ton of high-impact cards.
And we've got a Rakdos Keyrune from Tony, and then a Mizium Mortars for that Sublime Archangel.
Yeah. So yeah, packed with high-impact creatures. The Restoration Angel Huntmaster synergy. Thragtusk.
Restoration Angel Thragtusk synergy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sure. Yeah. Restoration Angel Armada Worm synergy.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
All the so a bunch of high impact cards. A lot of times you can't punch through. So what's the best card at punching through a board stall? Good old Bonfire of the Damned.
Bonfire of the Damned. But
so Mariah's definitely like ported a deck from last year into this year.
Sure, and it seems like it's just filled with home runs, you know, like big heavy hitters. We've got Thragtusk now on the board from Mariah following the loss of her Sublime Archangel, and Tony now untaps. Pierce, like, are we going to see? Did he just play that? Did he play that tapped? Okay. Yeah, it's Olivia.
Right. So if we're going to talk about cards that Mariah doesn't want to see, this is easily at the top of the list.
Come on, Dad.
Yeah, right? So, now that Mariah has drawn her card for the turn, she can't kill Olivia.
Well, Thragtusk coming on in.
So
wants to rumble. And rumble it does.
The ways that Mariah has to interact...
Just another Thragtusk.
Yeah, why not? But
just play 2.
A Thragtusk turn will not be an Olivia. Especially if there's a 7th land. The 7th land is actually a big deal.
Yeah, because
so you can shoot something and then steal it.
Yeah, so basically,
in fact, Tony should shoot the untapped Thragtusk and steal it right now.
I imagine that's his plan, or at least that's plan A, unless he's got something else going on in his hand.
I see some people like shoot the Thragtusk 3 times to grow Olivia to 6/6.
Sure, and then just leave them with a beast.
Right.
I'd rather take a Thragtusk.
Me too.
Mean, unless, I mean, I guess the other... Yeah, he's not growing the Olivia, it doesn't look like. Not at this point.
The other thing you could do is you're risking Restoration Angel, but if you want to see if Mariah top decks a Bonfire, you definitely want to grow.
Oh.
You'll definitely, at that point, want to grow Olivia past Bonfire.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. It looks like she did not top deck Bonfire. I think I see a
Farseek and looks like an elf, maybe.
Yeah, nothing as impressive as
Mariah's got a lot of mana in her deck.
And looks like she wanted to move to combat. Tony says, wait up, I have an activated ability that I would like to do. I'm going to shoot this Thragtusk. And I'm going to steal it. It's that
over here.
Vampiric Thragtusk.
And now the attack seems a little less appealing, but Mariah's still going to come in with a Thragtusk and offer the Thragtusk trade.
Tusk for Tusk.
Yeah, and they will each get a beast. I believe that's what they're verifying.
Yes, that is how it works.
Wait on some beast tokens, and Tony will get back to decimating Mariah's board with an Olivia.
Yeah. So now Tony versus Mariah here. Tony's got a beast. Mariah has a beast. Tony has an Olivia, and in addition to that, the Key Rune, which is a great way of stopping Thragtusk. It's a 3/1 first striker. It has the option of becoming a 3/1 first striker. Right. I think it's the best Key Rune.
By far.
You think? Yeah.
By far.
Just that first strike.
As much as I love looting, Rakdos is much better than is it in the Key Rune department. And that's cool. Rakdos doesn't get the best of a cycle very often.
Yeah, that's...
I can't remember the last cycle that Rakdos had the best... I mean, there's not too many multicolored cycles, but like...
Sure.
I mean, Lava Claw Reaches was definitely the worst. I believe the Rakdos Charm is the worst of the charms, so... It's nice to see the Rakdos get something. So, yeah, Tony gets to untap and Olivia gets to go back to work.
Yeah, just a Farseek there from Mariah. And,
yeah.
Tony with still some more gas in the form of Huntmaster the Fells, but there's really no reason for him to cast it. He's got a 4/4 Olivia, a 3/3 Beast, and he's got the Key Rune back to block if Mariah decides.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Key Rune will be blocking much, but
no, I mean
I think this is really just formality. Like, this Olivia is not getting beaten.
Mariah is at 27, so it's a long road.
All of Mariah's cards that will interact with Olivia are found in the sideboard. Like, even Armada Worm is not... Armada Worm's probably the best card she could draw, but still not anywhere close to good enough for this game.
Alright. A lot of thinking going on here. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough for her to get out of this situation. She's got a nice life total, but at this point, not having any threats on the board is just...
I guess the best card at some point...
Farseek again.
Mariah can get to Zealous Conscripts.
Okay.
That would have to deal 14... I'd have to deal all 14 in one hit with the conscripts, so we might not get to that point. But
yeah, and just as a note, Olivia cannot shoot herself.
Correct.
It does say another target creature, just as, you know, something that you might be thinking, oh, I'll steal the Olivia, have her shoot herself, you know what I mean,
right.
like to kill her somehow.
You'd have to shoot like the conscripts.
Yeah.
Well, you probably not getting that much mana.
And Olivia takes out an Avacyn's Pilgrim on the other side of the board. Gets a little bigger.
So this is where the Key Rune will actually do something.
Yeah, he has the option to knock her to 15. He has a Huntmaster, Borderland Ranger, and is it just land? No, what is that last card? Huntmaster, sure. Borderland, something else. Olivia gets in for 5.
It looked like an Oblivion Ring, but I know that's just not it. One thing I'm disappointed in Tony, he's got mismatching basics. He's got Beta, Forest, and Swamps, but he cannot find his Beta mountains. So he's got some foreign black border mountains. Shame on you. Shame on you, T-Pup.
And Borderland comes down, passes back to Mariah.
What is that card? That's a Huntmaster. What's that card? Looks like a white card.
I think it looks like a white card too. It's like it kind of looked like an Oblivion Ring or a Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
There's not a white card in Tony's.
What does that say? Can you Underworld Connections? Okay, it's not that.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble reading the deck lists. Really, just not sure what it is. It could be. Is it just a land?
I mean, it could be like. Maybe we should verify it.
Well, Olivia gets a little bigger after.
Yeah, just one bigger.
It's just a little bite out of the Borderland Ranger, just a friendly little bite because they're on the same
team.
Little
nibble.
Yeah, she just said I need a little bit of more sustenance, and the Borderland Ranger held out his arm or whatever.
This time, so we got 11 damage.
Yeah,
taking Mariah to 7, and a turn from lethal.
Thragtusk. Was that the card? I don't think it was that.
No, the white-ish card is still in the hand.
Yeah. It's a Kessig Wolf run?
Yes.
Okay. We both must have saw the same exact angle that gave us the information. Okay. I thought it was land, but I wasn't sure that it was Kessig Wolf run.
It very much looks like a white card from...
For whatever reason, the angle, yeah. So everybody in, Mariah needs to fog here or something.
Yeah, Mariah doesn't have a card.
That's it. So Jun beats Naya game 1.
Olivia beats Naya.
Yeah, Olivia beats Naya, sure, but
well,
just
fortunate for Mariah, she has options post board. Almost all of her cards actually interact somewhat favorably with Olivia.
That's pretty good. So Crushing Vines, number 1.
Crushing Vines, a single copy of that. You can almost guarantee that's coming because it even kills a key rune.
Right. Yeah,
so that's
actually got double,
Right, Sigarda is a huge against Jun.
Yeah, hexproof against Olivia.
Yeah, not just Olivia, just the whole deck.
No, I just mean, well, it's hexproof against everybody, but, dealing with what killed her game 1, the Olivia.
Yeah, 2 Oblivion Rings, 2 Selesnya Charms, and 4 Knight of Glories, or Pro Black.
Sure,
So that's it. Only those 10 cards
only
profitably interact with
2/3 of her sideboard that will help her out.
To fill out the sideboard, there are 2 Garuks, Primal Hunters, and 3 Talias. So I would imagine, maybe not all 10. I'm not sure if the Knight of Glories will come in. I mean, they obviously they have to know each other's deck list.
Sure.
But I can see like Bonfire of the Damned not being very good. Maybe, what kind of mass removal does Tony have?
Looks like a Blasphemous Act or 2. He's got a pair of those in the board.
A Golgari Charm may make some of the elves a little worse.
He's also got 2 Sever the Bloodlines, which are pseudo mass removal.
I mean, that's just something for Mariah to play around in game as opposed to, on the thing. Yeah, one thing I would have liked to see in Mariah's Naya deck is all of the Selesnya. I think Selesnya Charm's sweet, and one of the major reasons to be green-white. I'd have liked to see 4 in the main, because there's not anything stopping, there's not like a Talia or whatever stopping you from playing spells, and it counts as a creature in addition to being like the cool combat trick and everything like that.
Right. Yeah, I do like the Selesnya Charm.
Yeah, I think that card's very, very, very good.
3 copies of Mizium Mortars also in Tony's deck as sweepers.
Yeah.
He'll probably take out the Underworld Connections.
I would imagine so, The Rakdos returns.
Rakdos' return.
Yeah.
Not so impressive here. As far as what he brings in, he's got those Blasphemous Acts, as we mentioned. He's got another pair of Zealous Conscripts. Or actually, no. Those are she had 1 main.
Yeah, Mariah has a main. Tony has them sideboard.
Okay.
They both have 2. I actually like Vampire Nighthawk quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's typically going to take down something bigger, or just kind of get in the way of something smaller.
Actually, it's interesting that they both decided to play Huntmaster the Fells.
Why is that?
It's like not the most played card right now. It's without Stomping Ground, it's difficult to cast.
Okay.
But both of these players have found a way to do it. Like Mariah's Far Seeking for her mountains, and Borderland Ranger. They're both Borderland Rangering.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mariah's Farseeking for a mountain. I think Farseek's one of her better cards. That might be like one of the missing links on Naya. I mean, to be fair, Mariah's playing a ton of mana. I would have liked to see more colorless lands, but like Arbor Elf is so restrictive that you have to play a bunch of forests.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
Even playing a whopping 9 forest in a 3-color deck, she still only has 13 forests for Arbor Elf. So I mean, there's a Gavany Township and one Gavany Township and one Keswick Wolf Run.
So I assume if you look at these decks and you say which one, if they're both in front of you, which one do you want to play with?
I would lean towards the Jund deck because of the card that just dominated Game 1. Yeah, Olivia. That's the main reason. For
me, like not only Olivia, but even the key rune. Like like I said, I think it's the best key rune.
Yeah.
And it kind of. I've kind of considered Grixis Control myself because of Olivia, because of key rune. You know, like key rune's so excellent because Thragtusk is such a big deal, and key rune's a great answer to a Thragtusk. You know, it just.
Well, you might if Thragtusk is such a big deal, you probably want to be the one playing Thragtusk as well.
That's true. Yeah. Which is great about the Jund deck. So we have a turn 1 Avacyn's Pilgrim meets its Fiery Death from a Pillar of Flame.
So one thing to notice in Jund is there's only 4 ways to cast a Pillar of Flame on turn 1 in most of them. Although I think Tony has at least 1 mountain. He has 2 mountains, so he has 6 ways.
Cost him 2 life there, but I think that was fine to stop her acceleration.
Unfazed, Mariah plays Farseek off of also taking 2 from her Shockland. Is getting Mountain. One of the reasons not to play Naya is that there's not a dual land, a red dual land.
Right, yeah.
So
again, coming in gate crash.
This mountain is like a big deal to Mariah. She's probably searching it out a good percentage of her games.
How many mountains does she play?
1.
Just 1 main? Okay.
She has 3 Rootbound Crags, and then 4 Farseeks and 4 Borderland Rangers to get that mountain.
Okay.
Tony just plays a land and passes on 2.
Mariah
so it looks
now.
like Mariah's kept in her bonfires because she seems to have drawn at least 1.
So she can go land Huntmaster, land Sublime Archangel, or just goes with Borderland Ranger.
And land. I'm not sure if she had a 4th land.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Couldn't see what she had, but I was trying to.
Couldn't see her whole hand, but
predict what the possible plays were.
One question I don't know is when they stream together, who has a better record?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
I mean,
because they're the type of family that would know.
Right, and I always think it's interesting.
Family.
Yeah, I'm sure they know. Yeah, I think it's interesting, like when you grow up with a parent that plays Magic,
parents.
Or two,
like wife and or mom also plays.
And like that's
Jody.
What
Shout
kind
out
of
to Jody.
Like that's just kind of such an awesome thing. If you want to play the game too, like you have 2 parents to learn from, like how good of a player you can be, even starting very young, at a very young age,
Yeah,
Borderland matches Borderland.
Not a beta mountain.
So Tony searches for a mountain with a Borderland Ranger of his own.
I find it fascinating that they both have different colors, but also very similar deck lists. They have a bunch of cards in common. They both have Borderland Ranger, both have Huntmaster, both have Thragtusk, both have Farseek in common.
Both have conscripts.
They both have
main board.
Yeah, that's true.
One's main, one's board. That's what I mean.
They even play out like, even though they have so many of the same cards.
Rangers trade. Thragtusk comes down for Mariah.
There's a Farseek. Like, Tony didn't miss a land drop because he has a million lands.
Oh yeah, she accelerated.
She accelerated, yeah.
Thragtusk comes down for Mariah, and Tony untaps.
Yeah, Tony's kind of behind the 8 ball here. He's got a Key Rune, a Huntmaster, a Sever, 3 lands, and the leftmost card in his hand.
Which is
like a logic puzzle.
Yeah. And we're going to see Huntmaster here, I guess. Yeah.
So one interesting, for those of you interested in judge rulings, one interesting thing that happened to me at the Invitational. My opponent gained the 2 life, but never put the wolf token into play.
Oh wow!
And then passed the turn. I called a judge and be like, I want to cover myself or whatever. Like, I could have said nothing and he would have never, not gotten the wolf or whatever, but that'd be cheating for me, apparently. Okay, bonfire taking out the Huntmaster. So apparently if you resolve 1/2 of your trigger, you're forced to resolve the other half.
Oh wow, okay. So he did get the wolf.
He got the wolf. If he would have forgotten to gain the life as well, he would not have gotten either.
I see. So it's all or nothing kind of thing,
Yeah. This is under the old penalty guidelines, so that ruling's actually changed since then.
So Mariah clears the board with a bonfire, taking out basically trading her bonfire for a Huntmaster, and gets 2 damage out of it.
Well, against the 2 life.
Exactly.
It's actually like
she
a
traded
perfect
the exact
removal.
trade, right? She paid. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
So now
key rune from Tony.
Yeah.
And a bonfire off the top. So yeah, why not?
For you. Not sure. I think if Mariah had anything else to play.
Activate key rune, block Thragtusk.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
You didn't think she was thinking about the key rune?
I don't think she thought about first strike. Maybe to trade.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that is why that key rune is so good against Thragtusk. It's basically like, they pay 5 mana, gain 5 life, and I guess keep you off of 2 mana for 2 turns, right? Oh, he's just playing another key rune.
Attention players, just a reminder.
Is that a Golgari charm, I believe?
Yes.
We have single elimination booster drafts. Those are return to rapid drafts.
So Mariah can do something big like a Restoration Angel, maybe an Armada Worm might be good. Even a Huntmaster would be very good for Mariah.
I mean, she's at 23, he's at 9.
Right, she doesn't have to do much, and here comes the
Armada Worm. Tremors.
Yeah, the Tremors Worm.
Kevin Bacon. And all the worms. So this time she decides not to attack into 2 open key runes with the beast.
Learned her lesson. Good.
Good.
Mama would be proud.
Dad, on the other hand, would love for her to attack with the beast into the key runes.
Yeah.
There's Armada Worms.
I mean, both of them will take out half of them, but I don't think Tony has that kind of mana or time.
6 mana for a 5/5 trample. Doesn't sound so appealing unless it comes with another 5/5 trample.
And then it sounds really appealing.
Then it sounds really appealing. It's BOGO. You buy one, get one. Here we go.
There's a Pillar of Flame for Tony. Not gonna do much here.
Goes ahead and severs the Armada Worm, which does not kill both worms, just kills the Armada Worm. Because the other worm, the worm token, is not Armada Worm.
Yeah,
not named Armada Worm, sorry.
Tony's gonna take a hit for 5 from the Armada Worm token. The Thragtusk token can't attack still. I believe that's a 3rd bonfire in Mariah's hand, yeah. So that puts him in potential burn range.
If she's thinking about this, is there a way, if she attacks with both and then does she somehow kill the key rune with the bonfire? But that just seems like a bad trade.
Yeah. Just goes for the Huntmaster pre-combat. No harm, no foul, and maybe not attacking? Or far-seeking.
So, Mariah goes to the library, finds a Temple Garden, put into play tapped off of the Farseek, and does he have? Yeah, he has enough to activate. No, he can't activate both, can he?
He can only activate one.
Okay, so she's safe to attack.
Yes.
With the worm.
Oh, it does not though. So the Pillar of Flame's gonna be able to take out the Huntmaster, which is very important.
maybe there was a land that we weren't seeing, but I'm pretty sure she could have attacked with that worm, and I'm not sure why she wouldn't have.
That'd have been too extra. I thought she was too. Tony was too short of being able to attack with, because you need basically 4 lands and then both key runes.
Exactly.
And I only saw 2.
Right.
Like, technically, you could activate both of them, but they'd be tapped.
Right. One of them. Yeah. Exactly. Using the mana from the key runes.
Maybe this is a turn that Mariah can just shove with everybody. All right, here they come.
Yeah. So, Pillar took out the Huntmaster, but
all right, so this is actually going to end pretty poorly for Mariah. Tony has his last card.
Charm, yeah.
Golgari Charm is going to be able to regenerate.
Activates both key runes, puts them
going
both
on
in front of the worm.
The 5/5 worm. So these key runes doing a ton of work for Tony.
Yeah, he can even use one of them to produce the mana for the Golgari Charm.
Yeah, he doesn't need to, but
yeah, there's no actual reason to. But
so Tony's actually falling to 1 on this play. Going to be a really strong play for Mariah.
Right, she was going to wipe out those key runes with the bonfire.
Yeah, and have 2 creatures left. So.
Right.
Even then, I still like Mariah's position.
Sure. Yeah. So
even though like Tony, got her twice.
Golgari Charm regenerates the key runes. She passes back to Tony. He does nothing. Passes back to Mariah with.
Right. Puts a lethal attacker into play.
Yeah. Avacyn's Pilgrim on the board now for Mariah. I'm sorry,
now that they know each other's deck list, Mariah knows that Tony has no instants left. It's just 1 Golgari Charm. That will.
Whoa.
Oh my God!
I said tremors. I did say tremors, but that was a heck of a tremor. So. Wow. Someone was not watching where they were going.
Yeah.
So we'll get that fixed, and
you see Tony's
face. He's just like, yeah, all right.
All right, so the Sever the Bloodline is cast from Tony's yard.
Is that being flashed back here, I guess?
It's 7 to flash back. And I believe we got 3, 4, 5, 6.
He can only activate 1 key rune.
He can only activate 1 key rune, so the Sever's not actually going to do anything. All right, so
Mariah takes game 2 from her dad.
Takes game 2 with a brutal Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Yeah, that Avacyn's Pilgrim hit the board, and then the entire board shook.
Yeah. Not only did it deal lethal, but it shook the feature match area.
Yeah, you'd think that Armada Worm would have an effect like that,
yeah,
but no,
right?
it was all Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Lowly Avacyn's Pilgrim.
Attention players who signed up for Legacy Winterbox #1 here is ready to begin.
Right, so
stage. That's Legacy Winterbox.
Neither player looks to be doing too much sideboarding, which is fine for game 3. I mean,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they play tested against each other, and they have discussed the optimal configuration against each other.
So they don't need to make any changes.
Yeah.
No surprises either. Like, oh, you sideboarded that in? Wow.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully this time we can keep the match from being shaken up.
Yeah.
At least in that sort of way.
I wasn't aware that the Prov was on a fault line.
Yeah, apparently. We had an earthquake, even though it's not even legal in standard. I mean, what do we have? Magma quake? Is that?
Yeah.
Or was that a street spasm? Maybe that was a street spasm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thank God it wasn't a magma quake. That could get real messy.
I mean, Mariah was playing Bonfire, but I didn't. The street spasm we saw was unrelated to either of these guys' deck lists.
Yeah. So one way for Mariah to beat Olivia is for Tony not to draw it.
Yeah. Bonfire actually can deal with it.
Yeah. Lucky Bonfires for the most part.
What do you think of Mizzium Mortars? Like, it's one of those cards where it seems like it's
I actually prefer over Bonfire.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Especially in I believe that each player is playing the correct card for their deck.
Yeah.
Tony wants to trade 1-for-1 with his opponent a lot more. He's not trying to ground stall. There's not too much in the way. The only really stally card is like Thragtusk and Huntmaster.
Okay.
But like Tony can't really make a huge army of dudes. Alright, so tapped Blood Crypt for Tony and untapped Temple Garden and Avacyn's Pilgrim for Mariah. But yeah, so Tony needs his card to be able to go 1-for-1 very easily. So he needs the Mizium Mortars. He also doesn't need the damage to his opponent. He doesn't need the player damage.
Sure, okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Mariah both wants the... Bonfire is much better at breaking up a board stall. Whereas Mizium Mortars is much better at as a removal spell.
Farseek from Mariah.
Yeah. And Mariah has the accelerants and she can build up an army much better with Restoration Angel and Armada Worm and things like that. And needs the Zealous Conscripts or Bonfire to punch through an opponent that does something well. So I'm really surprised by Mariah. Just has a ton of mana in her deck.
Judge Hughes, please come to the scorekeeper stage.
Seems like her opening turns have been pretty similar every game.
4 Avacyn's Pilgrim and 4 Farseek.
Yeah.
So
she just goes.
You'd expect them. That's more ramp than a Wolf Run deck a lot of times.
Yeah. There's a Farseek from Tony.
Attention players, we have only one more spot left in the $10 draft. Number 1, if you want to come over.
So turn 3 Farseek.
Right now, you can come over and play.
Preserving his life total by
standard win box.
Putting his lands in play tap. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad tell. Although she just ended up casting it. I don't like that. Casting Bonfire for 2. I'd much rather draw the card, wait to draw.
Yeah, use it when it's more effective, even if you have to pay extra for it. Maybe she's got one in hand. Maybe she's. I haven't gotten a good.
Even then, she have to have no other plays.
Yeah.
So I think Tony's going to be in the driver's seat of this game. Tony's.
Or was it for 3? Did she tap the Pilgrim?
Well, she attacked for 1, but yeah.
Yeah, either way, it ends up
either way
being
it's
the same.
being 3 damage. Yeah.
But yeah, so down comes Huntmaster, already recouping the Bonfire damage.
Right. Even then, a 5th land or a 5th mana source will allow Mariah to hardcast the Bonfire for the same amount that she miracled it,
and
at a more opportune time.
Like now, when the Huntmaster, the bells just came down.
Right, now would be a good time. Sure, okay, Sublime Archangel from Mariah. So, Mariah's stuck on lands. And Mizium Mortars. Takes care of the Sublime Archangel, and then we'll probably see a second Huntmaster, I believe. Or not.
Passes back. Another Bonfire, and this time it's at least going to be more effective, right? And she leaves a mana open.
Probably
deals with the Huntmaster.
Another Elf or Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Is she? Yeah.
There it is. Another Pilgrim.
Really needs another mana source. Although it's going to be much worse for Mariah when Tony pulls the trigger on his Blasphemous Act.
There's another Huntmaster for Tony.
Yeah, he almost played it last turn. That would have been really, really poor for him.
Yeah. It was good that he held back for him, for his sake.
I would have played it.
Just to add the pressure, huh?
Yeah.
And yeah, we can see a Thragtusk and a Blasphemous Act in Tony's hand.
Yeah. I'm sure. I believe I saw a Restoration Angel.
Yeah.
It's obviously 5 spells. There's another Bonfire. Is that an altered Bonfire?
She draws those bonfires it's her job.
Bonfires, yeah. But opts for Thragtusk, which I'm a fan, especially if she has an angel in her hand.
Yeah, we're going to see the Creature Ultimatum if that Thragtusk sticks around long enough for her to untap. So.
Alright, so another land for Tony.
Both players keeping their life totals hovering around 20.
Yeah. So they can, I believe. Would you pass here, or would you play the Thrag Tusk?
I think.
Attention, if you signed up for $10 draft number 1, your event is ready to begin.
Tony decided to pass.
Yeah. I think I play the Tusk. You know what I mean? Like, maybe
it's
I'm
close. Like, you're probably going to take a hit from this Thrag Tusk.
I mean, he does get to flip his guy, so.
Right, he gets a flip. And then when he draws another spell to pair with his Thrag Tusk, he can flip the Ravager back to a Huntmaster. And like the 2 damage from the Huntmaster on the Pilgrim, killing off the Pilgrim, a big deal here. Mariah only has 3 lands.
I actually think considering that, I think I actually like his play better.
Tony's offering the trade. It's interesting.
And I'm surprised she didn't just go ahead and Restoration Angel that.
I'm not sure she has one.
I thought she did. I'm almost positive, but I could be wrong.
I believe she does, but like
goes with Huntmaster.
Going for
Huntmaster of her own, yeah.
So Tony offering this trade actually sets up a really nice Blasphemous Act for Tony. And he's gonna count. I would not attack with that one.
Yeah, it's actually
not a free attack.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there's still Tony drew like probably the best card he can draw right now.
Oh, Underworld Connection?
Yeah.
Here comes the Blasphemous Act, and he's going to be able to cast the Underworld Connections too.
Can't activate it, but still.
Right, but just being able to have it on a land.
Underworld Connection goes on the forest.
Passes back.
Yeah, Mariah
empty board, but
still stuck on 3 lands. So
there's an Arbor Elf. She found another accelerator.
Not much of an accelerator.
It's a catcher-upper at this point. And Tony's going to start drawing some cards. What we know is that he has a Thrag Tusk and now a Pillar of Flame, which is a nice answer to the elf there. And he casts both. The Pillar takes out the elf. Mariah now facing down a Thrag Tusk.
And Tony gets 5 more activations of his Underworld Connections.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting way to look at it too. You got to think of it that way. Up to 22.
I think Mariah needed to draw this Borderland Ranger much earlier than she actually did.
Yeah, the good news for Mariah is that if the Borderland Ranger eats a Pillar of Flame, the land sticks around.
Right.
As opposed to the Arbor Elf dying.
Yeah, if you want to call that good news.
I mean, you know, I'm trying to find the silver lining.
Right.
And she passes back. This is just Borderland chump blocker, I think. But
I don't think she is chump blocking yet, but
yeah, she is at 19. There's really not that big of a reason for her to chump block, but see some frustration there. I mean, I'd be pretty frustrated. My ramp deck can't ramp.
Hurry up and kill me, look.
Yeah, so here comes Thrag Tusk rumbling over, knocks Mariah at a 14.
Come on, Dad.
Yeah.
Kill me already.
Borderland Ranger from Tony. And gets a mountain.
Don't get the non-beta mountain. So you're gonna have Borderland Ranger on Borderland Ranger action.
Yeah, it seems like every time she makes a play, Tony can match it or kill it. Right? It's just like elf, kill it.
Yeah.
Ranger.
Tony's got a Sever to cover the next play as well.
Wow. Yeah. She finally finds another land. There's a Sun Petal Grove, but
I believe Restoration Angel is gonna make an appearance.
I'm really surprised she didn't use the Angel at that one point when she had 4 mana up. I'm pretty sure.
Tusk,
the Thrag Tusk.
Same. Once you attacked with it into the Ravager. So Tony was offering the
yeah, I guess she wanted to trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Player Ben Feinkirch.
There's the Angel. Blinks the Ranger. Gets her another land.
This additional land is pretty strong, actually.
Yeah. Finds a plains.
I mean, granted, it's not enough to make up the 2 cards a turn that Tony's drawing on 20 life with an Underworld Connections. And a second main,
Sever.
Sever's gonna take care of the Angel.
So Mariah, not much she can do to get back in this. She's, I believe, already cast 3 Bonfire the Damned.
Might be 2, and then the 3rd is in her hand.
Yeah, she's not showing us her hand very well. We do know that the 3rd one has appeared at some point.
What a meanie face.
Yeah, show us your hand.
Yeah.
Tony could cast like Duress or something so we could see it.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. Nice of him.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Duress is not in.
No, he probably sided it out, unfortunately for us.
Or did not have it main.
Yeah, he's got. Oh, that's right. He didn't have it main. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. He has it side. So did not side it in. How's that?
Yeah, I believe that we're about to get a second Underworld Connections.
Let's see. He's got an Olivia. There it is.
Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like he tapped 4. So play Olivia.
That's a much better idea.
I mean, he could also go with the Underworld Connections if he wanted. He's at 19 right now. Tony with all the action, and Mariah barely even able to ramp. Like she's basically like Pilgrim, Borderland Ranger. That's it. So there's a Restoration Angel. It's gonna come down and blink the blocking Borderland Ranger.
Shoot it and shoot it.
Yeah, Tony gonna respond by shooting it twice with Olivia, just so she doesn't get that other land. And can't keep that Borderland Ranger around.
Right, so Mariah's on her Celestia Charm, Oblivion Ring, or Crushing Vines plan. And not even positive which one of those, how many of those are in her deck.
Well, she looks for another miracle. Doesn't find one.
Doesn't find Bonfire number 4 waiting on top.
Apparently not.
Tony just has a ton of lands in play comparatively.
Yeah, he's, what is it, 4?
11.
Oh my gosh, and she's got 5.
Yeah, there we go.
And there's the Oblivion Ring for Olivia.
I believe, no.
The Olivia Ring. Oblivion Ring.
I like it,
Olivia
Ring.
Voldarin. Yeah.
Olivia Ring.
And the Restoration Angel comes in.
Send in the clown.
Tony untaps, looks, draws Mizium Mortars. Gonna draw a card off of that Phyrexian Arena enchantment kind of aura thing.
Yeah.
Underworld Connections.
I think Tony's played his fair share of
Phyrexian
Arenas.
I miss Phyrexian Arena, but I guess we have one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice. If we can't get the real thing,
it's pretty close.
I'm willing to take this.
So Mizium Mortars takes out the Angel after Tony attacks with Thragtusk and Borderland Ranger. Mariah at 7 life. Second Underworld Connections comes down for Tony, and he's got a mountain in hand, passes back. I imagine he'll draw a card at some point during Mariah's turn. I would have probably drawn a card there. Like,
why not?
Like you've got 5 lands untapped. You could draw anything, like another Thragtusk to play or something. Who knows?
You could draw a Jungle Weaver to
I mean, you're already. I mean, I guess maybe that's being too greedy. Like, I have Thragtusk and a Borderland Ranger.
On fire!
That's a nice.
That's a nice altar.
Yeah. So Bonfire the Damned off the top for Mariah clears the board, and that's why Tony didn't want to draw another Thragtusk and play it, right? Because it would have just died to Bonfire. Tony just knew it. Here's the end of turn. Underworld connections from Tony. Untaps.
Tony might actually have a tough time finishing this game off.
Well, he can knock her to 4 here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just draws cards whenever he can.
He's got a pillar in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's going to knock her to 4. He's got pillar, so he's got her at an effective 2. If that beast survives another turn.
Hasn't figured out if he wants to go to 9 for the additional card, but I think I would.
Players, that is time of the round. Time has elapsed.
Plays a shock land, tapped, and passes back.
Alright, so
he's got a sever to clear a blocker out of the way.
Yeah.
What he doesn't want to see is a Huntmaster.
The thing is, Mariah's spent so much of the game being mana screwed that she actually has like a good amount of cards. I believe she still has a good amount of cards in her hand. Like I believe this is getting Angel ambushed. Yeah.
Well, Angel coming down to apparently block the beast.
Yep, it does, and it's probably. I'm pretty sure I would sever to finish it off, as opposed to you could also Mizzium Mortars it. That'd be fine.
There's that Mortars.
I might have just severed it.
Yeah, I think. I mean, couldn't he have severed it before blocks?
Sever is a sorcery.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
So. Oh, so that's Mariah's last card, I believe. So she just drew one and put it in front of her. So. Actually, pretty unfortunate for Mariah that she had to block the Thragtusk token. Otherwise, she could have ambushed. She could have ended step 2 Angels and pumped them both and knocked Tony down to 4. Or down to lethal, or dead.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't think Tony would have drawn extra cards to kill himself, but...
And here we have double pillar from Tony, and
Dad wins again.
Yeah. Not Mariah. Actually, though, keeping that game close at the end, I'm actually...
Somehow, yeah.
Kind of impressed at how things started happening there. I mean, Tony was doing 2 to himself off of those Underworld connections every turn.
Sure.
So doing some work there.
Yeah, he's also like way ahead on cards, but most of those cards ended up being lands.
Yeah,
like,
oddly enough, considering
flooded.
how many lands he had in play, the fact that he kept drawing lands off of those Underworld connections was just kind of crazy. But he does draw into 2 pillars, and that's enough to take Mariah to 0 exactly.